What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for another Dominaria draft. I haven't been uploading a ton. Been pretty busy streaming mostly. If you'd like to see more draft, head to my Twitch page. There's a link down below in the description. And if you cannot catch me draft live, you can also watch the VODs. Either way, this pack has, I think, Time of Ice and Shivan Fire as the two best options. Courser is good too, but a little bit behind in terms of power level. I think it's close between Time of Ice and Shivan Fire. I really like both cards. I like the fact that Shivan Fire is the only red card in this booster, so we're not passing any other thing if we pick that. Time of Ice might be a little bit stronger. I think it's close. I think I'll go with Shivan Fire, but honestly I could see Time of Ice being the right, or if anything, better pick. Probably picking Cast Down here. Very, very efficient removal. The non-legendary close comes often though, because there's a lot of legends and they are all pretty good, so usually it's what you want to be killing. Surveyor solid, Memorial to Folly, pretty good. All the memorials are solid except for the red one. Sap Herd, very good. But yeah, we'll go Cast Down. I've played a couple black-red deck full of removal. It works, it's fine. Not something I mind, not something I'm unhappy to be doing. Flame of Kaldis, I think it's a little bit underrated. I don't think it's amazing though. Could work well in a deck like ours, maybe. We could also just edge and pick something from another color. I don't think Gitu Lava Runner or Cabal Paladin are very good at all. Call the Cavalry is fine. Fungal Plot is pretty good for a black-green deck, maybe. Yeah, I think these are the options. I think I'll pick Fungal Plot, stay open to maybe black-green. Ooh, Catharoth. Could be Jund Ramp. Could just be black-red. Not ramp really, but control. Have a bunch of removal. You have a couple. You have one. I mean, you have a couple ways to get card advantage in black-red, so you can play control. You have Dark Bargain, which is a card draw spell, basically. You also have access to Soul Salvage, gets 2 creature in the yard for 3 mana, helps you grind people out. And yeah, that's an option. The problem is, if you try to play control deck in a non-blue deck, sometimes it doesn't work because you don't have the card advantage. I think you can do it with black-red. You also have the Caldern Raiders that helps you filter your draw a bit and not flood in late game. 4/3/4 that lets you loot. Or I guess rather discard and then draw, which is kind of the opposite. That's a late Knight of Grace here. Card is very good. I think it's better than Blessed Light. We could play Mardu, we could play black-white and just abandon the red. I think Confessor and Goblin. I mean, Confessor is pretty good, Goblin's not so good. Confessor is not good enough where I'm gonna pick it and try to stay on color. I'm just gonna pick Knight and see if we see some more white. There were 3 good white cards in the last booster, last pack rather. White might be open. Now we pass a decent amount of white, so there's that, but we'll see. There's Soul Salvage that I was talking about. Not something you pick super high, like I don't think you pick it 6th pick on average, but this pack has nothing, so we'll just grab that. I've been somewhat happy with main decking Radiating Lightning lately. I think the card is pretty good. You want to be somewhat aggressive so you can use the 3 damage to player, half of the card, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna just pick Raider here, which is the card I was mentioning earlier. Memorial, nice. Late black Memorial is good. I think we're just gonna be black-red most likely. Another Soul Salvage. Second one is a bit weaker than the first one. Don't really love Dredge Sentinel or Short Sword though. So maybe. Wow, there's a Memorial Wheel. That's really good. Yeah, just Paladin for signals, but I don't think this card is good. You see people playing more than they should, I believe. Even if you can trigger twice, it's like not very exciting. Get a 4-drop that trades with 2-drop is just not good. I think we're gonna play here, I believe. This trick is not good, really. Would be somewhat decent if it was +2/+2. Sparing Construct. Yeah, I don't love that card. In the sideboard against a deck who could have a lot of 2/1s and where we need a blocker early, why not? Not unreasonable. Invited Divine is a good sideboard, but I don't think we'll be white. Yeah, they can have a Tragic Poet if they want one. Traxos, Scourge of Krug. Pretty powerful card. And still early enough in the draft where we can find ways. Basically 7/7 trample for 4. Doesn't tap, comes to battlefield tapped. And if you cast Historic Spell, you untap it. It's not too hard to make that work. We already have Kazaroth. You can get stuff like Howling Golem, which is completely playable. Maybe you play 1 or 2 Voltaic Servant because it's kind of a combo. And worst case scenario, you get a 1/3 for 2, which is not ideal, but might just fit your curve. Yeah. Goblin Chain Whirler. Wow. Pretty powerful card. Even somewhat later, turn 5/6, it's still pretty good. And we might get to build a 10/7 mana base with not that much swamps, at which point it's just going to be kind of great all around. I think it's better than Fire Intervention, which is solid Rainfall, but like you can get that pretty easily. Adept's good in Wizard deck, otherwise, you know, scales with the number of wizards you're playing, basically. Juggernaut. I've been somewhat impressed by H tier, whatever it's called, Glider. Just pretty good card in this set. Song is amazing, we're not reading this color though. I think I would be more interested in Kaldon Raiders than Juggernaut in general. But since we have Krug, or Traxos rather, we're gonna pick Juggernaut. Urza's Tome is a fine grindy card, but I don't think you wanna pick it here. I mean, it's good in sealed, in draft it's a bit too slow, I think, in most games. Probably just picking a 2/2 for 2 here, which is not exciting, but there's like nothing else. Mostly green here. Llanowar Elves, Sap Herd. Currently 2 ways to untap Traxos. Probably can get a Voltaic Servant at some point. These are not too difficult to get. Pretty bad outside of specific synergies. I like how this is going. I guess we haven't seen a single Rainfall since we picked Shivan Fire and Cast Down, but that's fine. I mean, we should still be able to end up with 5-ish Rainfall, I hope. Which would be good. Whisper Blood Liturgist. It's a powerful card. That's really good when you have token. And that happens to untap Traxos. Now, we can't really use the effect very well. We're probably not gonna play many creatures, and most of them we're not gonna be happy to sack. So I wonder if instead we should not pick Dark Bargain, which is just really solid. You want some type of card advantage like that in a deck like we are playing. Kaldon Raider is not unreasonable either. I mean, Whisper untap Traxos but I think it doesn't play very well with what we have. I'll go with Dark Bargain, it's pretty close. I could see any of these cards, picking any of these cards really. Yeah, since we're gonna play 2 Memorial to Folly and a lot of Mountains for Chinwheeler, I don't think Stronghold is something. This kills 1 Toughness creature on its own, and we might get a couple random wizards. I think it's gonna be fine, probably. Notably, I mean, usually this is good in red-blue, right? But in black you have the Skin Witch. 1/3 for 2 you can kick to Mind Rot the opponent. It happens to be a wizard. I think it's the only other wizard you have in black. I mean, the only wizard you have in black. Stronghold Confessor is fine. Glider Wield. If we're somewhat controlly, it's not the best card, but this is more going to be of a mid-range, maybe even aggro deck, possibly. And it untaps Traxos, so I think we're interested. The Voltaic Servant did not wheel. I think we should find one, though, by the end of the draft, I hope. Usually not too hard to get one. Confessor, fine. I mean, this is kind of a 4-drop. So our curve is starting to be pretty loaded on 4s, which is something we might wanna... I don't think Rat is gonna be a thing. Power Stone Shard could be, though, with Katharov and maybe good enough card advantage tools. Yeah, a lot of 4s. We need 2-drops. More Rainfall if we could get more. Wizards would be fine. There's a Skin Witch, but there's also... Ooh, Keldon Raider Wield. It's kind of cool. Though again, 4 drops is not exactly what we're looking for. This is playable, just a little bit slow and clunky, I think, most of the time. Yeah, we could also get the... how it's called? Chronicler. Another 1/3 for 2 you can kick and get back a instant sorcery from your graveyard. It would be pretty good here and happens to be a wizard. Again, I think I might play Adept even if we don't have a lot of wizards, just because... I mean, it depends on our curve and what we're doing. Could keep it as a sideboard option against deck who have a this amount of... which have a this amount of 1 toughness creatures. Looks like Shivan Fire here pretty easily over not match. I guess Windgrace Acolyte would probably be fine. Overseer's not bad. But yeah. Let's fire it up. Need some 2-drops. Probably not gonna pick any 4-drop. Probably gonna cut some amount of Confessor. Firefist Adept. The second one actually kind of interesting. They, you know, arguably get better in multiples. But I think we're just picking Vicious Offering, which is a great piece of removal. The Eldest Reborn is great. This card is very powerful. A little bit weaker if they are playing Saprolings. You need to fully benefit from the first age, or whatever it is, first lore, for it to be powerful. But even if you miss and they sack a Saproling, I mean, it's still a 1/1 out of the board. And then you still get the other effects. Deathbloom Thallid would be good, but I like the Eldest Reborn. Currently, Traxos is looking somewhat unexciting. There's a chance we just don't play Traxos, which would be unfortunate, but I mean... Could have picked some more crappy artifact to make it good. I think if you have to lower the quality of your deck to a certain point, maybe it's not worth playing it anymore, though. So, if it's not a thing, it's not a thing. It'd be what it be. Not interested in 4-drop, really not. Fervent Strike is not super exciting, but I think it's better than an 8's force drop. I'm not even sure I want to play 7 in the first place. Pretty weak pack for us all around. Short Sword triggers Traxos. We're playing 11 creature though, so I think that's a very weak card for us. Probably just gonna go with Overseer. And if we want these Memorials and Soul Salvage to be good, we need more creatures. Goblin Barrage. Goblin Barrage is good. It costs 4 though. Yeah, better than an Elemental though. Fungal Infection's nice early play. Kendall, decent, help with Draxos maybe. I'm surprised we weren't able to get a Voltaic Servant. We could play Powstone Shard, I don't think it's insane in this deck, it's not great. Currently, 4 ways to untap Draxos. That's a little bit light, but yeah, I don't know. Lingering Phantom. That's another reason to play some weaker historic cards, I guess. We might just want 2-1 for 2 here for the curve. I don't love it, but Adept's not looking too good. We could get a Confessor and try to go for a couple of historic things. Or we could get Thraxos, Lingering Phantom. I guess Lingering Phantom is fine even if you don't, if you don't have anything. I mean, it's not very good, but it does something at least. Unlike Dracthos. Rat Colony. I think this deck might just be looking for 2-1 for 2. Not exciting, this card is not great in the set, but we have pretty good removal, which means I like curving out, kind of, and we need early plays. I think I'm gonna cut Candle, Traxos, and 5-Fist Adept, and Lingering Phantom probably, and jam that. It's not really an aggro deck, but still, if you don't do anything during the first couple turns, they play 2-drops and whatnot, and then you start. I mean, we don't even have that much removal in the deck. Rat Colony is not a good card, even if you have 2, even if you have 10. But I think we're just interested in 2-power 2-drop. I think the deck is fine. Started out pretty well, ended up being somewhat weaker, but it's fine. Also, we kind of want more creatures for the Soul Salvage, probably, especially early plays. We'll probably go for 9-8 mana base in favor of red because of Chain Wheelers and Keldon Raiders, but I don't think we can go down to 7, 10-7. Yeah. Alright. Again, deck is fine. Not insane, but I can work with that. I'm going to take a screenshot before we start. And yeah, that's going to be that. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Again, you can head to my Twitch page with a link in the description if you'd like to see me draft live. Thanks a lot for watching and see you for round 1.